Hey guys, welcome to the podcast yet again. Ladies with Tradies, working the trade, living the life. Really excited to have one of our longest standing clients who I personally get to coach at the moment, Marcus Luscombe from Vivid Coats. The topic that we're chatting around today is less is more. And there's so many different ways we can skin that cat. And I'm sure knowing Marcus and I will go on lots of great tangents and pathways today. But the reason I chose Marcus for this topic, and I said to him there was a lot of topics I could have chosen him to do a podcast on, was because he has done really, really well, exceptionally well at weighing up his lifestyle choices with financial outcomes, and also the personal side of being a business owner. And yeah, just really dominated in all three of those mindsets. So it's going to be fun talking about less is more today with Marcus because he's made a lot of different decisions over the last few years in the short time we've known him, but they've made a lot of big impact. So good on you, Marcus. I'm rapt to have you today. Thanks for coming on.
No worries.
All right, so tell us about Vivid Coats and you and your family and where you're at. Give us a bit of insight into you guys.
So, yep, I'm Marcus. I'm a 34-year-old bloke from a quaint little town of Leongatha. Some might know it after a famous beef Wellington dinner. Um, I've got a stunner of a wife who's a Sparky, and we've got three fun, wild, caring, passionate boys who are 8, 6, and 4.
Mm,
Pretty busy household.
yeah,
Um, I suppose a little bit about us and Vivid Coats. So I created Vivid Coats in 2017. Prior to then, I operated just as a sole trader for about 5 years, and then prior to that, I did my 4-year apprenticeship. Um,
beautiful. What made you decide to go into business then?
I was
Go
sort of,
beyond sole trading.
yeah, I was just swamped with people asking me to do stuff, and I sort of was burning the candle at both ends in working for someone else, subbing, um, and then doing my own stuff after work, before footy on weekends, on Sundays, and it just sort of got too much, I guess.
Yeah.
And rather than keep doing what I was doing, I'm like, well, I feel like I've got enough to do this by myself, and I might give it a bit of a go. And the fella I work with, Gav, he was unreal. Like,
Yeah.
if you ever have any like quiet days or something like that, I'd be more than happy to take you back. And help you out. And I was thankful of that and thankful for everything that he taught me and my um, original boss taught me as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it set me off on a good path.
I love that. I feel like I know Gav a little bit and your old bosses because you do reference them often in coaching and acknowledge the things that they did really well that were ingrained into you. So, yeah, it's pretty nice to give them a little bit of a thumbs up there. So, tell us, what kind of clients do you work for? Like, what sort of work do you do with your painting business?
Uh, at the moment, so our clients are pretty much anyone who just wants the best for their property, for their paint job, and for their home. We operate with a pretty basic principle of doing things once and doing them right.
Mm,
We mostly work in repaints now, so we spend a lot of time doing a lot of new homes and really refining that to deliver a very good quality. And like we've won many awards based on that sort of work, as well as our repaint work.
yeah, yeah, you've had a good few years and had that recognition through some awards, which has been super cool to watch. So, tell us about where you guys were at before you started coaching. What was this like? Paint us a picture of where you were at and what was the catalyst to do it, I suppose.
Well, before we started coaching with Ladies with Tradies, I think the business operated pretty well, I guess. Like, I feel like I'm sitting here now a little bit deluded thinking that it operated pretty well. But when I was in those shoes, I feel like it did, you know. We
Hmm.
strove to deliver high quality work and we were pretty busy a lot of the time. We had a team of up to 10 sort of at our peak.
Mm.
and we did primarily new builds. I tried my best to fit in as much repaint work as I could, just because I hated saying no to people. So that's sort of how the team grew to the size that it did in the time that it did,
Mhm.
just because I wanted to say yes to everyone. Um,
Yeah, pretty
uh,
common.
yeah, we were just always so busy, so saying no was something that I found really hard.
Mm. Yeah, which I think a lot of blokes who are listening will relate to, for sure.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I'm very much a people pleaser, so try and deliver the best we can. And I have high standards of myself, and our team and stuff as well. So
Yeah,
sometimes that sort of steers me awry, but yeah, most of the time the heart's in the right place. So
100%, man. Yeah, yeah. So
um,
you said your team was at 10 around there,
yeah,
and you were lacking in time. What else can you remember of that time?
um, yeah. So I suppose I just worked like every day. It was like it was too much, Like I worked anywhere from 60 to 80 hours a week.
Mm,
I was on site with the team Monday to Friday, matching or bettering their hours.
mm,
Um, I'd be in the office doing admin before work and after work. I'd go out quoting jobs. Uh, like I'd do admin early Saturday mornings, or if I had staff that were keen to work that Saturday, I'd work with them. Like I loved being in the trenches with the guys, and doing all that sort of stuff. I enjoyed my job, and I still do.
you
But
do.
yeah, I found it fun. It was, and it was just always going. Like it was always going.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, I suppose when you talk about the catalyst,
mm,
um, it just got progressively harder. And doing it day in, day out was just a grind.
mm.
Um,
Yeah.
so I suppose I got stuck thinking that that was sort of just what a tradie boss life was.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, the it was all created through sort of Steph, like my wife.
mm,
Um, she just wanted a change for me, and I think obviously for the family and our boys. So
mm,
yeah, it was just hard yakka every day, and her seeing how hard that was
mm.
for me
Yeah.
probably just made it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's a bit dusty in the room.
Someone's chopping onions.
Yeah, a few onions being chopped. So yeah, and I remember you guys telling the story of yeah, Steph talking to another one of our past clients um in the neighborhood about the fact they were working with us, and that yeah, it was like yeah, well, Marcus is doing it hard and we're doing it hard too. And then maybe this is a different way that we can look at things. So yeah, and the kids, the boys, they're still little, but they were real little at that time.
Yeah, definitely. I think it sort of made it, I suppose, a little easier for me to live that type of lifestyle as well because we're so small.
Yeah.
Um, Now they're obviously grown up and doing stuff and wanting to play with dad. And yeah, I suppose I'm lucky now that I've got that time that I can do that.
So beautiful. And it's awesome to see too. You guys have got yeah, such a close-knit family and you do heaps of cool fun stuff. So it's beautiful to see that that's been happening. So you were doing a lot. It was more and more and more and more all the time back then. And
Yeah, like
you had quite a
we
team. Yeah.
yeah, we had a decent sized team, and like when I was reflecting, I guess, on this process, I was honestly thinking, geez, I wish I was the manager I am now back then. Um, we didn't have systems like we do today, but more than that, I was sort of constantly grinding to try and keep everyone happy and turning up. And it just felt like we were sort of just speaking two different languages. Um,
Mm.
and looking back on that, it was mostly me, I think.
Can you tell us a bit more? So you felt like, because you've said that, I remember you saying that the first time. Feels like we're speaking different languages. What does that feel like, or what did that feel like back then? Now that you've got the benefit of hindsight.
Um, oh, I just felt like I was trying really hard to be everyone's mate, I guess,
Yeah, yeah,
instead of being what I needed to be, and that was being their boss.
yeah,
Um, like I'd put up with things and tell myself that tomorrow was going to be better, and I'd give them the benefit of the doubt, even though there sort of wasn't really any reason to.
yeah,
Um, and
yeah,
like reflecting on that now, I wouldn't say that I was like a bad person.
yeah.
I was just an inexperienced leader who hadn't
Mm,
learned how to communicate um, my expectations or boundaries yet.
mm.
Um,
And what do you reckon the impact of that was back then, like overall for you personally, the business, the family, your clients? Like, what do you think the impact was? Quick pause. If you're listening to this thinking, shit, that's us, and you're still not doing anything, why? Another year of long hours, cash stress, and not being on the same page? Thinking about change is not change, mate. Decisions are. A what to fix first call is where we identify one thing choking your profits, your time, and your marriage, and we fix that first. If you're invoicing 10K a week as a tradie business and you want 5 p.m. knockoffs together and another 100K in your pocket, book it. The link's in the show notes. Otherwise, stop faffing about, listening to this stuff and doing nothing. Back to the episode.
um, Me personally, like it was there were just a lot of little knocks, like through the
Mm,
day to your spirit.
mm,
Um, for the staff, I'd say it probably didn't give them like a lot of clarity and all that sort of stuff too. Like, because I'd be really good, and then all of a sudden, like those little knocks would just, you know, put you in a different mindset.
yeah, yep.
Um, and then for the family, like, oh, I don't know, like I like to think I didn't bring a lot of stuff home. Like I was, I don't know, Steph would probably see it differently to how I do. Like I feel like I would vent pretty well, or she would ask me like what's going on when she could
Yeah,
see that something was going on.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I feel like we communicated pretty
yeah,
well at that time.
yeah. And that would have been then like what she meant by you were doing it tough, because you're a self-proclaimed people pleaser. You're a bloody good bloke. You work really hard to like make everybody happy and spread yourself thinly. And back then, like 10 staff plus family plus, everything else, you would have been spreading yourself super, super thin in working hard to, achieve that for yourself, because you do want the best for everybody around you. That's one of the key qualities in you as a person. So no wonder she saw that you were doing it tough.
Yeah, well, I always just felt really busy. Like I was just
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to be everywhere.
Yeah. And not even just the physical busy, is it? It's the mental busy too, because it's I even see you in the Ladies with Tradies community, how many times you'll go, how's Andrew, or how's this person? And you want to know what is going on for people because you care so much about how well they're doing.
Yeah,
Um,
well, I love when they reach out and like
yeah,
ask me questions or just vent or debrief. Like,
yeah.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so that, and that big heart that a lot of tradies will relate to, or the ladies listening will be like, oh, that's my tradie. He's such a bloody good bloke. But at times, I suppose it can be that you're your own worst enemy in some sense.
Oh, I definitely think it was in my case.
But here you are. And we're going to talk about some of the unreal stuff that you've achieved. So what was it about leadership? managing, hiring, firing that you'd reflect on that wasn't working that you've turned around now, like that's changed?
What wasn't working? Well, pretty much the whole thing didn't work. I hired more or less anyone, and my managing and leadership is what enabled things to get to the stages that they did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was just inexperienced. I didn't know what I didn't know. I
Mm,
thought I do think that we got really lucky with hiring so many good people.
yeah.
Um, and I'm not someone who sort of seeks out confrontation. And so
Mm,
firing was never really something that I thought of until it was like too far gone. And yeah, way too late. And by then, like they'd mostly decided that to leave themselves,
mm,
and it was pretty clear to sort of me that when it got to that stage, that their heart wasn't really in it. Um,
mm,
and I just wish that I'd managed situations and the staff in general a lot better than I knew how to.
And look, it's a beautiful reflection, Marcus, at the same time, like hindsight is beautiful, isn't it? And I think we've got to go through it sometimes, even the things that I've gone through, whether it be with staff or, clients, etc. Sometimes some of us have just got to learn by going through it rather than going around it. And I think the power in what you do with your level of reflection is just, it's unbelievable. And so much the reason that you're getting the benefit of like just really scrutinizing, I guess, how much of everything you're doing versus what it's bringing back to you, your family, your staff, and your clients. Like I think you've gotten super diligent on making those decisions based on your past experience, which is awesome.
Yeah, well, I would hate to live it again. So
At least you learn, hey? Some
yeah,
people are out there that go, oh, I have to have about 74 knocks on the same problem before I actually take the lesson. So, tell us, so there was a few things going on, you allowed things to fester because the confrontation was challenging. Um, it sounds like there wasn't a whole lot of structure around managing performance, maybe. Like, what's
no,
different
definitely
now?
not.
Like, what do you do now to sort of really support the business with that stuff?
Well, I hired someone who was better at it than me. So, um, yeah, I suppose I filled that gap with with someone who isn't as challenged by it as myself.
Well done. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
that takes a lot of weight off the shoulders, and coming up with like obviously you grow and stuff as well. It's just like righto, well, you know, I'm the boss. This is my job. I need to do this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not about me flinging a brush 24/7 every day a week. It's
Yeah.
about making sure that staff are hitting their marks, that they're graduating through their career,
Yeah.
um, and they're progressing and getting better, and their skills are improving, and they've always got something in front of them to strive for, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
all that.
So I think it's important to, just highlight to the listeners, that it hasn't been just about delegating or relegating the tasks. It's because you certainly are still involved in the process of supporting team with their goals, getting them like their performance up to a level. Would you say you've more so delegated the management, which is that making sure that the process is adhered to while still holding on to the leadership?
Yeah, I think it's more making sure that those things happen. Like I'm more than well, I guess now I'm more than happy to do them, but it's like making time for it. Like it's not
Yeah.
something that I prioritized.
Yeah.
Like if it's in the calendar and booked in, then that's the job I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think sometimes it's a matter of, and certainly for me in my business, I have my operations manager, like you do, or the person that does the managing. to manage me too in the
Yeah, I
process.
feel like I need it more than anyone else. I'm
That's
just
right.
on a
That's
track
right.
to 20 things.
But how good that you can see that, man, because like um there's so many people out there who are just going, I should just be able to do it. Like, and they want to keep pushing against the idea that no, 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 I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And they just keep forcing themselves through tasks and activities or processes or like that don't align with who they are as a person.
Mm. Yeah, or they put it off. They just
Yeah,
keep
that's
delaying the
right.
process
Yeah,
and putting it off when sometimes those things are the most crucial things, and that's what the staff need to have some clarity so that they can improve and they can get better. You guys can be on the same wavelength.
yeah. So what was it then in you, like, because that's pretty humble decision making to recognize that you're not the best person for that part of the job. Like, how did you get there?
Oh, not by myself at all. Yeah, like it's going right. Well, everything's a lot of the stuff that we've done has been coached through by
Mm,
our coaches, the ladies with
mm,
you know, and it's just asking the hard questions like, why haven't you done this? You're supposed to have done it last month, or really confronting you and challenging you on why you won't look at what's in front of you and make a change.
yeah, and it's about, sometimes just okay, it hasn't been like there's a reason that there's avoidance to a task, and what is that reason? And you were so eloquent with the reasoning. It's like your confrontation's not your bag, and so we don't have to force ourselves through things. We have to do hard shit as business owners, don't we? Like you can't escape it. But it's then going, hang on, some bits I'm probably never going to get better, like good at, and that's okay.
Yeah, I think, that little bit at the end is like telling yourself that that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing that because it's huge and such a big part of like less is more. Like you letting go of that management stuff, how much more has that created for you in going, that ain't my bag. I'm not really like designed for some elements of management. I'm going to give that to somebody else. So I'm going to do less of that. What's it created more of for you?
Oh, more time to focus on doing the things that like I'm passionate about doing. Like the community stuff that we do, like I love doing it. I love trying to think of ways that we can involve the community and we can make it a bit fun. You know?
And so you bang on. Like I see that, like, I don't know, is it relief that's like, oh my God, and it's just opens up this space for you. You're innovating more. Um you're thinking more about thinking, and you've got more space for future focus. You've got more space for just general business ownership and leadership than you ever had before.
Yeah, I think there still needs to be a level of structure to all of that stuff, and I certainly haven't got that nutted out. But um, yeah, like it was always just a job that you knew you had to do,
Yeah.
and you didn't really want to do it, so you felt bad that you weren't doing it because you knew you had to do it. But
And
it's
it's a
just like a
full
it's just like a
cycle.
spiral where you just sort of keep going and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
avoid it and you know
Yeah.
it has to be done, but you don't want to do it. Like so.
Yeah. And then you get on the bloody beat yourself up train, and then you can't get off it because it's like, why can't I just do these things? And then that your confidence is knocked, and like it does, it's just a spiral, like you said. So it's pretty awesome that you allowed that for yourself to no longer settle for that for yourself. Because I think that's what it really is. Like people are going, well, I just have to accept that I have to do this and I'm going to force myself through it. But you don't have to.
No, well yeah, you're sort of a shell of yourself if you do that. Like you're not really authentic
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and the reality is that your time can be better spent doing other things.
Well, the stuff that you're
Doing
good at.
things that and you're passionate about.
That's
Like
it. Yeah, so good. So good. Love it. Um, so you've done some great delegating. You've scaled the team right back. Tell me what the results have been for you guys personally in doing that. Whether it be cash flow or time. Give us some insight.
Well, I think everything for us come back to time at home, time as a family, time with the kids. And you you sort of feel like if you weren't at work, then you weren't making money, which didn't enable you to have the time sort of thing. So like you took from one to feed the other.
Good one.
But I think the reality is now, like with how we operate and what we know, is that that sort of level of thinking is what can hold you back because you can have both. And yeah, we're sort of a testament to it, I guess.
Wow. So what time have you gained in, like, because you think, all right, so how many staff have you got now?
We got four staff now.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, compared to what we did have.
Yep. Hmm.
So yeah, like initially, like cash flow felt like it was okay. Like when we were at our biggest, cash flow felt fine. Like we were always busy and sort of getting through work, so it never felt like an issue. Um, but when you have that, like my family didn't have an income per se. Like I wasn't constantly paid, or I didn't have a wage or a salary, or nor did Steph. Compared to now, though, like things are a fair bit different. Like I'm on a salary. Steph's on a salary that goes into our holiday fund that pays for the holidays that we have. The
Hmm.
business is a lot more consistent. Like there's a lot less ebbs and flows, a lot less rolls. So things are a lot more um, and yeah, smoother, just a lot smoother.
Isn't it interesting? Like you're up to 10 staff and you guys weren't making an income, and now you're back to four of yous and you're making a very good income.
Yeah, we're doing we're pretty comfortable. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and it's nice. Like it's good to be in those shoes. Like the kids want some sneakers. Like you go up the shop and you have fun picking them with them. Like
Hmm.
they're sort of the different things that you didn't have time for and didn't well have money for unless you took it out of the business.
Huge,
It's,
man.
yeah,
So good. And back then, with all those people to manage or to try to manage and juggling all of that, were you guys getting away much, or what was your holiday slash family time like away from the business, or was there any back then, or
pre-coaching, yeah, time was slim. Like I tried my best to have as much fun with the family and our boys as I could, as well as trying to create time for myself, like to go to the gym and to play golf because I love golf. Um,
yeah, you
uh, but there just wasn't much time to go around. Like I was just always focused on work and the things that needed to happen so that could all be as smooth as it could. Um, I think the last holiday we went on like outside of your basic Christmas um, week or so off would have been a trip to Tassie, and that was pre-kids. So
do.
Finn might have maybe snuck inside there, but that's sort of it. And that was 5 or so years prior to starting coaching. So the only holidays we really had were around Christmas. Um,
For about for 5 years.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And what about now? What are you getting up to now?
Um, well, yeah. Now things are pretty good. We've been on family holidays the last 3 years running. So we've been with you guys for 3.5. We've done family holidays all of those years. We did 7 weeks, 6 weeks, and last year we did 5.5 weeks, I think it was, or something, before we come home.
Yep.
And we're sort of just mincing around in our caravan, going to show the kids the great outback and yeah, like our country's own backyard.
And that's
Um,
outside of Christmas.
Yeah, so through the middle of the year, like anyone who knows South Victoria gets cold down our way through winter, like highs of 6 and rain, uh, sort of the normal days that you can look forward to. So
Yeah,
yeah, we try and escape when it's like that.
unbelievable. So you do the close over the break for Christmas as well as, between 5 and 7 weeks a year for yourselves.
Yeah, and like any little long weekends and stuff, like so we've set it up at work where the staff work 9 day fortnights.
Mm,
Um, which gives them added time, but also can give us an added level of flexibility and stuff with them. And the staff are good now, so we can, you know, like if we really wanted to, there's no reason why we couldn't up and leave for a week.
yeah.
And they've more than got it sorted.
Yeah. And I mean, that's showcased the times those big trips that you've taken, they haven't come without hiccups because that's what you do. Every time you take another break, you find the gaps, don't you? And you go, rightio, next time we go, this is the gaps that we need to be focused on.
Yeah, well, I suppose that first one, like that 7 week trip, was just never on the cards for me prior to coaching. Like it wasn't even like when we did goal setting and stuff originally, like it wasn't even a goal because it just wasn't achievable. Like there was no way. Like I'm not big on setting goals that I can't hit.
Yep.
So that was just not a goal. It was just not on the cards. There was no way I could foresee that being at all.
And so your beautiful coach that you started with, Shayna, like what was it that you guys worked on that enabled that to happen first, do you reckon? What was the biggest thing, the biggest strategy or the biggest change?
Oh, I think it was a lot of it was just challenging me as to why that can't happen.
Mm,
And why can't you make that happen? Like why can't your staff manage things while you're away? Like it and they're pretty simple questions, but when they're asked to you like you're an idiot, makes you feel a bit
not
like
at
an
all,
idiot.
not at all, not at all. Well, it's more the can like the curiosity and understanding what the belief is that sits underneath, isn't it? Like I wonder what this person, this tradie in front of me, believes about taking time off that is holding him back from taking time off.
Mm.
So what do you reckon you believed back then that you have totally squashed and don't believe now?
I think it's probably a lot of it's just a story you tell yourself. Like you've got to be there in the trenches with the guys. Like you've got to be doing the hard yards that they're doing. That you know, I'm not sure if it's a level of it being like unfair that I don't like. But you wanna set the example. You want to show them that you're a hard worker. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. And I think for a lot of people that is about respect in the trades industry. It's like I feel like I might not be respected if I'm not seen to be doing what I expect them to do.
Yeah, yeah. Like I would never tell someone to do something that I wouldn't do myself.
Yeah,
Like. Um,
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I wouldn't expect them to deliver something that I wouldn't deliver myself either.
That's
You
it,
know, like,
100%. Yeah. And I think that's where when you have the shift from that place to I don't know whether there's a bit of water that needs to go under the bridge for people in righto, I think I've earned enough of that respect now that I am starting to lean into that I deserve to have the lifestyle and to earn the money that I'm now experiencing. Takes a bit of time to get there.
definitely. Like, and it's all hard. Like none of it's easy. The decisions and sitting there doing nothing and thinking about things is harder than it is for me to go out and swing a brush. Like I find that
You
so
do.
therapeutic. Going out and working on site is like therapy because
Yeah.
it's you get the brain's quiet.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, where, we certainly by no stretch have said, Marcus, you are not to be on the tools. It hasn't come from you totally ditching the areas of business that you enjoy.
No, certainly not. Like it's, if anything, it's sort of the opposite. So make time for those things that you enjoy. Like
Yeah,
make time to teach the staff. Make time to have one-on-one with, the apprentices.
yeah,
Make time to go out and teach the staff how to use a new bit of equipment. Like,
yeah.
all those things. Like I love teaching them new things. I love learning or watching them excel.
Mm, yeah, yeah. No, it's bloody awesome. And I think that's the thing. So it's, you've gone with less time bothering yourself in administrative or management tasks that are just not your thing, and then being able to focus on the stuff that you love and you're passionate about. You guys with this, like all the community stuff that you do a lot, like just give a bit of insight to people around some of the cool stuff that you've then been able to refocus your energy into.
Yeah, like I suppose sitting there and having time to think, it's just like, righto, well, if we were going to do something fun, like what will we do? And you go, righto, well, like Easter and stuff is coming up again, and it was last year. It's just like, oh, you see, like Baker's Delight do a colouring in competition. Why can't we do one of those? Like, and
Yeah,
you create a design on Canva, and you go in, and then you're like, righto, team, you're gonna colour in one of these, and I want to get a photo of each of you having coloured this in, and then you're like, righto, well, let's do some prizes. So we'll have age brackets, and we'll have kids get into it, and it's just like, oh, why is it only for kids? Like, why can't it be for everyone? So then you start elevating the age brackets, and you get old people's homes involved, and next minute you got, you know, Bernie over here who's 84 doing colouring in competitions that you created. Like all these things are fun, like, and
yeah,
the fact that you can literally start it in half a day, like, and you get a kick out of it. Like the team, I don't know, the team probably don't think much of it. I don't know, but I enjoy it. So
I reckon they love it. I think everybody loves it, and the community really get around it, and it's a way to engage with the community. And you are very focused on legacy work. He's been a bit humble. He's got a few other programs that he's got at Vivid Coats, Vivid Visions, Paint It Forward. Like these are activities that Marcus and the Vivid Coats team, supported very heavily by Steph. They're doing heaps of stuff all the time in order to give back. Free paints for people who are nominated by others in the community who might be doing it tough. Making this incredible, like, tell them about, was it a daycare you did the walkway for the
yeah, that got a bit out of hand, that job. Like I initially I was just like, oh, like why, like what can we do for someone who would just let us do something cool, like. And
Yeah,
I initially was just like, oh, we go in and we do like a nice feature wall or something like that, or something really bright and fun, somewhere where like a lot of the stuff that we do uh, revolved around like juniors. Like we're involved like with the golf club and their junior program, and we want to expand that this year. But I think like helping kids have a great day, like, and seeing the smiles on their faces, doesn't it? So, yeah, back to the childcare, I guess. I I went in there and I was picking up my son, and I'm like, oh, is there the possibility of doing something in here? It won't cost you anything. Like, I'll do it completely free. We'll try and get the paint. If I can't get the paint provided, then I'll pay for it. It'll be fine. But yeah, I'd love to give back and contribute something in some way. And we couldn't, like, childcare centres, they've got shit on every wall. So it was just going to be a bit tedious. And then a lot of it would get covered up by all that stuff as well. So we when I was walking outside, I'm like looking at the footpath, and I'm like, and then I walked back in, and I was just like, well, what about the walkway, like out here? Like if I just like brighten that up for you, and they were all about it, which was super. Like it was nice to have someone going, oh yeah, like definitely get stuck into it. Like this would be
let's get
unreal.
around this. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, so then I'm like, oh, what could we do? And then while we were looking at feature wall options, like it come up with sort of like a crazy pave sort of look with multiple colours, and I'm like, well, why can't I do that on the car? So then, and that's sort of where it got a bit out of hand. And originally, I was just gonna clean it and paint a solid colour, and now I'm
Yeah.
on borders and picking out five separate colours, and then I'm organising paint through our
Yeah.
supplier Haynes, who like generously donated all.
Right.
Um, and then I'm there on a Saturday washing it before golf, and then back there all day Sunday to like coat it and stuff like it.
Yeah.
It was
Because it was a passion project.
yeah, and then I was back there Monday with an apprentice because I couldn't get it done in in the 13 hours or something that I was there for. Like,
But it just shows, where you've created space for yourself to throw 110% of yourself into stuff that lights you up.
I loved it. Yeah, like I and
Yeah.
then yeah, I can't talk about it.
Mm.
Yeah, like my kids see me um, Sunday night and just being really proud of what I've done.
Mm.
Yeah, it was pretty rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah. They would have thought it was absolutely sick. Knowing those
Yeah,
three little boys, they would have been like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever.
yeah, and then so when we finished it up Monday, they went back and they were asking if they could play on it, and I was just like, yeah, mate, go nuts, like controllers run around.
Yeah,
But yeah, they had a wild time.
so good. And you should be so proud of creating that, not just for the community, but that energy for your kids. And I know that, when we're in a whole other realm of goal setting with you and Steph nowadays, around what's next and what you want to do with your time. And the thing that gets me emotional about you guys is how much it's always about the greater good and the stuff that you guys want to achieve in your community and for those three boys and the types of young men that you want them to grow up to be. And I know everybody listening to this is going to be like, wow, this fella has gifted himself through fucking hard work, the benefit of time, so that he can deliver on that for those three kids.
Yeah, well, I was telling Finn oh, a couple months ago, I think he was we were talking about something, and I was just like, oh, just give someone a hand, like give someone a hand doing this, and he's just like, oh, why? And I was like, well, I'm like, it feels pretty good when you do something for yourself, right? Like you know when you've finished coloring something in and it looks really nice and you're really happy with it, like it feels good, doesn't it? He's like, yeah, it feels really good. And I was just like, when you do something for someone else, like it's a different type.
Yeah,
And and I think sort of watching the penny drop on his face a little bit was, and like that's what I want to teach him, that
yeah,
doing something for someone else feels a lot better than doing something for yourself.
bloody beautiful. And that's the thing. If we can get that perspective sometimes in business, that is, get off the hamster wheel for a second and have a look around. And I think you've given like through all of the hard work and implementing the strategies that you have so far, you're at the point that you've got time to think, like you've said a couple of times, to consider opportunity and look at all of the stuff that you could create, not just for yourselves, but for others. And you're seizing that opportunity because you're affording yourself the time, because you're doing less, but you're still, like, your business is running super, super well. You're still very involved. You love it. You're passionate about it. It's obvious. Like anybody who, all of our clients, when they meet you, Marcus and Steph as well, it's like, is it just a vibe, And it's been really awesome to see that just get projected further and further. That vibe, um, that is infectious, that is what like the kind of energy that people want to be around because you come back to yourself, mate.
Yeah, like there are a lot of kind words there, Kate.
And you're doing you, and the rest is just following now because you're honoring who you are as a person and not just doing what you think you should do as a business owner.
Yeah,
Um,
well, like all of it, I've just like I suppose having the business work has given me, more time to think about what I'm not doing and like it's what I'm not doing yet. Like it's not like what I'm not doing because it's so broad. It's just like what am I not doing yet? You know?
yeah. What's on the horizon, which is probably a good question for us to start finishing up. What's on the radar for you guys over the next 12 months and beyond?
Um, well, I suppose work-wise, it's just sort of keep doing what we've been doing. Like keep
Yep.
trying to find the right clients who want things done the right way and how they should be done. And have them done by someone who genuinely cares, about them, their home, and then, wider than that. It's sort of, yeah, it's not really just sort of about me and about making money. It's about what we can give. Um, uh, keep giving back to the community and keep finding ways to make it fun and interesting and different. Like, um, just because I think the world has become a pretty sad, place. So if we can brighten it up or make someone enjoy their day a little bit more, then yeah, I want to do that. Um, what else? So for me personally, things at golf, like I want to get better, obviously, like every golfer ever. But I want
PS,
to.
PS though, what are you hitting off nowadays?
It just depends. Changes day to day, but yeah, it's low single figures. So um, yeah, we're trying to get to scratch and then beyond that, but it's pretty challenging. Um,
He's very good at golf, listeners. He's very, very good. Everybody wants him on their team when we have Ladies with Tradies events.
we win more often than not. That's why. um,
Except
uh,
when Jordan White plays against you, apparently.
yeah, yeah, he's. I think he's got my number. That bloke. Um, we want to keep doing great things with our golf club and the junior program there. I don't think it hasn't been a while since L'Oreal has had any junior females, so we want to go from 0 to 10, which would be a massive deal, a huge effort. But yeah, that's something that I'm pretty passionate on making happen. I just have to make the time and have the time to do that and get started. The What else? I suppose, uh, yeah, with the fam and what else? Like moving forward, we want to do a nice big trip this year, escape the cold a bit more, and go west where we haven't been yet. So that'd be good.
Yeah.
And yeah, for the rest of it, I sort of can't really wait to see what's in store. We've got, like you said, a few things that we're thinking about more as a family group what we do, but
Yeah,
yeah,
super
um,
exciting.
yeah,
And I think that's the cool thing. Like it's an evolving constantly changing thing because, the better you get, the better the ideas get. And that's the thing that's been most rewarding as your coach. I wasn't there for the start, but I've been with you guys for a bit over a year now. And the more you're growing, like the bigger and cooler and more fun, outrageous, freaking so good. Your life and the ideas for your life are getting. So that's a real privilege for me, to be on the inside and watching from the inside. So I'm really grateful for that. So, what would be a mic drop bit of advice you'd give to anybody out there who is where you were at 3.5 years ago? What would it be?
Um, yeah, I suppose that just that I used to think that stupid hours was just the way it was for the boss. You can't have a great business with a solid income and time to see the family. You had to sacrifice one or some of both. Um, but yeah, it's definitely not what I think now. You can have both, and my journey that started with a phone call is a testament to that.
The test and everything you've achieved, mate. Congrats. I think that is a mic drop. It doesn't have to be that way. So proud of you, man. Love you lots. And can't wait for everybody to hear this because there's that much gold in it. A huge congratulations for all of it. You've done awesome. So thanks for being with us. We really appreciate your time. And I know everybody who's just listened to this will be like, whoa, thinking about a lot of things. So thanks.
Yeah, I'm sorry for all the tears.
Not at all. Don't be sorry. It's the most beautiful bit. So yeah, no, we're really grateful for you guys in our community, you and Steph and the three dudes that I love very much also. And yeah, thanks for your contribution and your support to everybody in the Ladies with Tradies realm, mate. Like you are exceptional at caring for everybody, and we don't thank you enough for the impact that you make in the Ladies with Tradies world. So now it's out on the interwebs and everybody knows. So we appreciate you.
No worries, thank you.
Beautiful. Talk soon. Cheers, man. Thanks,
No
everybody.
worries. All right, bye.